Chief Guest, Sri Shashi Tharoor MP, Guest of Honor, Dr. Mohan Das, Vice Chancellor of Kerala Medical University, my guests, Dr. Adrian Ko and Dr. V.K. Raju, Dr. Malay Patra, Chairman, IMA National Professional Protection Scheme, immediate past President, Dr. Grover, Dr. Anita Panda, President-elect, Dr. Lalit Verma, Honorary General Secretary, Dr. Harbansh Lal, Treasurer, Dr. Ramamurthy, Chairman Scientific Committee, Dr. Andrews, President of KSOS, Organizing Secretary, Dr. Giridhar, invited faculties from abroad, leaders of Indian Medical Association, other invited guests, members of the press and media, colleagues, and my dear friends. It gives me enormous pleasure and happiness to be here addressing this August gathering on the occasion of the inauguration of the 70th Annual Conference of All India Ophthalmological Society. Let me at the outset place on record my sincere gratitude and gratefulness to all my colleagues for having elected me as the president of this great All India Ophthalmological Society, which is the biggest congregation of ophthalmologists in the world today, next only to the American Academy of Ophthalmology. Quite reverentially, the first one. This one or the down. Quite reverentially, let me also pay my respectful homage and tribute to my professor, late Dr. Subramaniam, who was largely responsible for shaping my career as an ophthalmologist during my formative years as a resident of ophthalmology. I also owe a world of gratitude to Padma Shri Dr. Tony Fernandez, who has been my role model as an ophthalmologist and who has always been with me in all my professional and organizational achievements and activities. He used to say that in his professional career and organizational activities, he had always ensured my close association, which eventually helped me to step into the positions he had so admirably adorned. If I were able to accomplish anything in my professional life, it was mainly because of Dr. Tony Fernandez's blessings and guidance. Let me therefore acknowledge my abiding and profound gratitude and indebtedness to him for whatever I am today. Since its inception some 70-odd years ago, the All India Ophthalmological Society has grown in stature and strength and has reached this enviable position largely, if not wholly, due to the untiring and pioneering efforts of those who led it in its early years. In fact, I was a bit apprehensive and somewhat concerned when I looked at the bewildering array of eminent leaders who preceded me and shaped this great organization. What gives me comfort and strength to take up this new assignment is the fact that their wisdom, support, and encouragement will always be available to me to accomplish the arduous task as the president of this great organization. For its part, the All India Ophthalmological Society will ensure that the valuable services of these great leaders are available to it by providing them adequate representation in the various activities and projects initiated by the Society. I take this opportunity to request our eminent leaders to get actively involved in the Association's programs and activities for the larger benefit of the Society. In fact, the team AIOS is in the process of designing a working module to ensure the successful implementation of this scheme. Today, the professional excellence and expertise of the Indian ophthalmologists are unquestionably of a very high standard and certainly on par with those in developed countries. However, for some reason or other, we have not been successful in projecting a true image of the Indian ophthalmology to the world at large. It will be the endeavor of the team AIOS to devise and evolve a suitable strategy to achieve the global status which so richly deserve. Henceforth, the All India Ophthalmological Society will have an official representation at all international conferences where an excellent resource center of AIOS will provide a true image of Indian ophthalmology. We also propose to introduce international membership of All India Ophthalmic Society to ophthalmologists from other countries, thus opening up better avenues for interaction and professional partnership. Organizing mutual exchange and training programs is another appropriate and effective approach. In fact, we have our leaders and fellows of the LDP training program, and in the proposed mutual exchange and training programs, they will have an excellent opportunity to interact with the counterparts abroad and contribute significantly to the promoting AIOS and Indian ophthalmology abroad. It has been a long-felt need to establish a comprehensive professional protection scheme for the benefit of our members. Of late, there has been an increase in the number of litigations against doctors. As a matter of fact, AIOS has been contemplating on such a scheme for the last few years, and as an initial step, it has already formulated and established a legal cell which will look into the legal issues involved in those cases and provide advice and legal assistance. AIOS has also been envisaging a much broader and comprehensive professional protection scheme, which will also provide financial support besides lending legal help. With this in mind, we have entered into a collaboration with the Indian Medical Association and formulated a scheme, the AIOS IMA NPPS. The National Professional Protection Scheme of IMA is a well-established scheme running successfully at the national level. In fact, we have already signed a memorandum of understanding with IMA for the establishment of this important and crucial joint scheme. I am extremely happy to announce that this professional protection scheme will be officially launched today by the chairman of IMA PPS, Dr. Malai Patra. I request all our members to join this scheme. Combating childhood blindness. Combating childhood blindness has been identified with the World Bank as the most cost-effective healthcare intervention. Inadequate population-based data on prevalence and causes of blindness in children, shortage of pediatric eye care professionals, and fragmentation of pediatric eye care services have all contributed to this vexed problem that has assumed a formidable dimension, particularly in developing countries like India. AIOS is taking up this most challenging issue on a war footing. I am pleased to inform you that the Eye Foundation of America is collaborating with us in this venture and has promised to render all help and support in combating this dreadful menace. As an initial step, we will implement the program in Kerala, and this will serve as a model for the nationwide program. The details of the project are being worked out jointly by the AIOS, the Eye Foundation of America, and the National Program of Control of Blindness. I would like to place on record our sincere gratitude and heartfelt thanks to the Eye Foundation of America and Dr. V.K. Raju for providing us support and collaboration from the Eye Foundation of America. In the academic field, we have taken a bold and innovative step by instituting the FACO Fellowship. The concept of FACO was conceived by our past president, Dr. Raju. It is now being recognized as a prestigious postgraduate fellowship by all. FACO, that is the fellowship of the All India Collegium of Ophthalmology, will soon be accorded recognition at the university level, and new subspecialties will be incorporated into its curriculum. This new initiative of AIOS under the presidency of AIOS Collegium Dr. Azad is very unique and the first one of its kind in the world. We will fulfill our commitment to improving postgraduate education by continuing revision courses at different zones, webcasts, web resource centers, and follow it up with linkage of medical colleges for purposes of ophthalmic education. We have started working on this with the support of the National Knowledge Network. Our outgoing president, Dr. Grover, has been instrumental in designing and streamlining these unique academic activities. We will continue our efforts and ensure the successful implementation of this product. We also reiterate our commitment to bring in a Daycare Establishment Act, as a draft of which has already been handed over to the Health Minister and is being followed up with the Ministry of Health. Team AIOS is also taking up the Sorry. Team AIOS is also taking up the issue of the NAB's accreditation of daycare eye hospitals, and the authorities have agreed to bring in suitable amendments in the guidelines. We know that the numbers certainly do matter, and towards that end, we have launched an intensive campaign to increase our membership. We seek the full support and help of the affiliated state societies to ensure maximum enrollment of members. I am extremely happy to announce that for the first time in the history of AIOS, we have crossed the magic number of 1,000 new members this year. This is certainly a landmark achievement. Congratulations to the team AIOS. Coordinating the activities of the state level affiliated societies will also be taken upon a priority basis. In fact, there is need and scope for better interaction with the affiliated societies. The AIOS will endeavor to strengthen the existing bond of mutual involvement and cooperation in all association matters. As a matter of fact, we have already envisaged and implemented this concept at the AIOS and state levels. Team AIOS adopting certain measures to improve the academic and organizational activities of the affiliated state societies. We aspire to foster a free and healthy relation with the state units so that the state level activities and the AIOS activities will be coordinated in a mutually beneficial manner, strengthening the bond and the relationship. The successful establishment of AIOS Resource Center at the affiliated state conferences speak volumes for the success of this concept. Mention must also be made about our prestigious project, the headquarters building. Construction work is going on in full swing, and we will see to it that the building is completed without much delay. The huge backlog of cataract blindness in India has been a major concern for all, and the All India Ophthalmological Society is firmly committed to joining hands with the governmental and non-governmental organizations to curb this ever-increasing menace. There is an estimated backlog of 7 million cataract cases in India. The All India Ophthalmological Society extends full support and help by its active involvement in the implementation of the blindness prevention program. Also important are the other causes of curable and preventable blindnesses like glaucoma and diabetic retinopathy. We need to evolve a program on a broader perspective based on a public-private partnership in the field of healthcare delivery system and the implementation of the blindness control program spearheaded by the NPCB. This coordinated approach will go a long way in our battle against blindness in the country. We will take up this issue on a priority basis and help the blindness control program in our country to achieve its desired goals. Our society will also work in close collaboration with the Vision 2020 in its efforts in connection with the combating blindness in India. In order to achieve this, the major partners of eye care providers in private as well as governmental sectors will have to be categorized and brought onto a common platform. The All India Ophthalmological Society has therefore a very important role in coordinating and integrating this concept at the national level. It is quite heartening to note that the National Program for the Control of Blindness envisages utilizing the full potential of both these sectors. The NPCB proposes to utilize the services of the private practitioners, private eye hospitals, and the NGO eye hospitals and organize them at the district level so that in conjunction with the government sector, much headway can be made in the control of blindness in the country. This one? Next slide. Okay. It is quite heartening to note that of late, the governing body of the All India Ophthalmological Society has emerged as a well-knit, cohesive unit, the Team AIOS, which symbolizes a collective responsibility, mutual respect and regard, and above all, a commitment and courage to serve the society in the best possible way. This indeed is a welcome change, and on behalf of the team AIOS, I can assure you that we will endeavor to uphold the lofty ideals of this great society. The year under review has been one of great achievements and witnessed the implementation of many unique projects, both academic and organizational, under the able guidance of leadership of Dr. Grover, our immediate past president, and these have already been alluded to by our Honorable General Secretary, Dr. Lalit Verma, who himself has been doing an exemplary work as our secretary. Our incoming president, Dr. Anita Panda, is working on the data resources, mapping the ophthalmic directory in the country, and this is going to be a very important and very useful data. Our scientific committee chairman, Dr. Ramamurthy, has introduced many new scientific innovations and scientific sessions this time. The wet lab, the breakfast courses, the webcast lectures, postgraduate teaching programs, besides the other various symposia, the instructional courses, etc. Our Indian Journal of Ophthalmology editor, Dr. Natarajan, has made our journal more technology-oriented with downloading facilities for mobile devices, coding systems for articles, etc. As for the AIOS proceeding publication, Dr. Samar Basak, the editor, has categorized the publication into various components like best presentations, presentations based on subspecialties, etc. This innovative modality has been well received. Under the able leadership of Dr. Ajit Babu Maji, the ARC has been doing an excellent job and always busy with the CME publication series, leadership training programs, and most importantly, the preparation and publication of the preferred private practice. Mention must also be made of our prestigious AIOS FBS project under the able leadership of its chairman, Dr. Rajvardhan Asad, Secretary Sri Ramamurthy, and Treasurer Dr. Samba Sivarao. This scheme has been doing human service to the family of AIOS members. I must pay special compliments to the office of the AIOS as they have been managing the administrative affairs of the AIOS with meticulous care and attention, and Mr. Opti Gupta being in charge of the being ably supported by Mr. Kripal Rana and Mr. Naveen Sharma. A big round of applause to the team AIOS. My family has always been very supportive, considerate to me even when I spend a lot of time for association work and professional commitments. My wife Mankuti helped me in carrying out my professional and organizational work without any hindrance whatsoever. My heartfelt thanks to her. I am indebted to my son, Dr. Biju Raju, who himself is a noted retinal surgeon, for the useful suggestions and help whenever it was needed, and also to Dr. Anju Raju, my daughter, who is an anterior segment surgeon. Finally, I would like to conclude by saying that the All India Ophthalmological Society is well poised to march forward with renewed vigor and vitality, and is certainly primed to scale new heights of glory. Thank you for your patience and kind attention. Thank you.